Hi, I'm Roy de Freitas. Today I'd just like to take the time and introduce myself, give you a bit of background. I was born in Johannesburg, grew up in Windhoek, Namibia, and then studied in Cape Town. I got a national diploma in horticulture. I started my first horticultural career in Belgium for a bamboo nursery, and then found myself in Lusaka, Namibia, Lusaka in Zambia, and thereafter I found a job in a wholesale nursery down in Swellendam in the Western Cape, where I met my wife. We have a son together, and then the nursery I worked for, they specialized in agapanthus and also a variety of ornamental plants for the landscape industry in Cape Town. From there, we relocated to Somerset West, and my wife happened to find an equestrian farm that she found some work, and that was in Franschhoek. I found work for a mature tree nursery where we relocated and propagated trees from all sizes, small ones right through to big 2,000. We called them 2,000-liter containers, but they were basically between a ton and 2 tons, 3 tons. So there were trees rescued and relocated from gardens, and then we would have them come right after they've been transplanted. So then it would take 2 years for them to establish themselves and set a root system, and then they were able to be resold. After that, I found myself in a landscape and garden maintenance in Franschhoek, where most of my prestigious clients, I helped them with their manicured lawns, and we implemented some landscape techniques, and we also introduced some garden designs, composting, and also some mulching to preserve water. At that time, Cape Town, I apologize, was going through a water crisis, and there were all sorts of ideas of trying to preserve water and reduce the amount of water put into the garden. So we came up with some ideas of composting, etc. So now recently we found ourselves leaving South Africa. 4 years ago we left South Africa and have come to Andalusia, Spain, where I'm farming my own 200-year-old olive trees. We've got 400 of them. We're doing it an old-fashioned way, where we don't use tractors. We just use handheld mechanical devices like strimmers and chainsaws. We try and have a low impact of tractors, so that we can create the ecosystem of a low compaction in the soils around the olive trees. So all the techniques that we've tried are helping, in the sense that we're trying to go as ecological as possible, get the production as high as possible, and in between the farming of the olive trees, I freelance with some landscaping and gardening techniques with my local customers. I have a couple of customers that need some pruning and border flowering plants in their borders that need a bit of help, and it's Spain, so there isn't much water much like South Africa. So you're constantly trying to beat the sun and trying to preserve the water that is around. So horticulture is a very broad industry, and one gets to apply oneself to all sorts of challenges. And I find myself now reaching out to potential customers that where I don't need to get to them. We can use the e-commerce, video chats, and YouTubing, and other ways of helping people in their gardens with problems that they might have. And I might not have the answer, but we can certainly look at it together and see how we can come up with a solution. So if it's anything that sounds remotely interesting and you'd like to question or pick my brain, or find out if I've got a solution for your possible problem in your garden, you're welcome to drop me a message or send me a text. And I think that's it from us here in Spain. Cheerio.